Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to The Truth, where today, firstly, I just want to apologize. I know I missed the daily upload. Some things came up, I had to take care of it. It's not a problem no more, and we're going to get right back on track. But today we're going to be talking about the New York Jets. The Jets are a very interesting team. They do have some cap. The reason they're interesting is because they went 7-10 last year and 7-10 this year. Now, normally, you wouldn't stand for that. That's not okay. You can't do that. But their starting quarterback got injured in like the first 4 snaps of the game. So it's kind of hard to blame him for that. I mean, like, look, having Aaron Rodgers, you at least win one more game. I feel like that buys you a year, in my personal opinion. I feel like it does buy you a year. But getting into this offseason, here's what the Jets have for the mock draft without free agency or cap maneuvering. Personally, I drafted Talisa Fuaga to fill up that tackle need. Then I drafted Braden Frisk to fill the defensive tackle that they need. Kalen Balak to fill the safety need. Kalen Balak was a steal. Some people think Kalen Balak is the best safety in the draft. I mean, he's one of the best. He will be top 3, I believe. But yeah, no, Kalen Balak, I think this is a steal for them. I think Talisa Fuaga is a steal as well. Offensive guard Mason McCormack. Tested off the charts, has a really high relative athletic score. I think that's going to definitely bump him up in the draft. I think he's going to get drafted somewhere. I mean, a very athletic a guard you can mold with, and that'd be nice for the Jets to have at this pick. With the next pick, I decided to address depth after I finished the starters with safety Kellen Logan Jr. 6 foot 205. He's a guy he's going to make a big hit and be a good tackler. So something you expect for depth. With the next pick, I took Jordan Winnington, 6 foot 205. Not really high athleticism, but he's a great catcher. He's consistent and he knows how to find holes. So this will be a guy who you can kind of pump in and go, hey, look, we put this guy in, we're not gonna have any issues. Frank Crum is a guy who I drafted as a backup tackle. Huge guy, 6'8", 313, RS score of 9.82. This is a guy who someone's going to take and try to mold. And if it works out, you're set at tackle. Whether you want to have him at left or right, you're set. So this is a very good pickup if they can make this work. And then finishing out the draft, I drafted Al Wolcock, safety out of Arkansas. The positions I couldn't address: defensive tackle, guard, and defensive end. And so what I'm kind of looking at is you can kind of fill the first 3 positions. You can fill 3 starting positions with the 3 picks you have. That's possible. And what you're seeing in this draft, that's possible. It's just, do you trade up? What are the market values? What can you find? And we're about to talk into that. The Jets have $27.5 million to work with. Sadly, we don't know Sports Track doesn't really give the market values for a lot of these players, but we can kind of guesstimate. So if I go to free agents, and then I go to teams, and I scroll down to the New York Jets, we can kind of do some math here. And this is what they made in 2023. So if we went off of what they made in 2023, we can kind of maneuver some things around and see what can happen. One big thing is the guard. I think guard's pretty impactful. I think either going to resign guard or defensive tackle. Not defensive tackle, left tackle. And I'd probably say they'd resign their guard just because Dwayne Brown is so much older that it just makes a lot of sense to kind of move out of that and go get younger. So that's why I'm going to be going offensive guard Lincoln Tomlinson for them. And it's going to cost you around based off of last year, it's going to cost you around 13 repeated, which will give you about $14,000. If I do the math really quickly, it'll give you exactly $14,174,434 left. But you do take care of your starting guard need. While you can also be able to get younger at defensive tackle. I mean, not defensive tackle, left tackle. My apologies. Which is really nice. Getting into the next one I want to talk about, Quentin Jefferson. Quentin Jefferson made $3.6 million this year. Don't know if you're going to be able to get the same amount. Jordan Whitehead, 5.2, 5.25. Chuck Clark, 5.1. These guys, I don't know if you're going to be able to resign them for the same amount. But let's say you manage to. Let's say you manage to resign Jordan Whitehead to be your starting safety at 5.2. Well, you do some math. You can see what you can do. 5.25. If we're able to get a contract around there and maybe back end it to kind of chip some more cap in the back end, you'll have roughly around 5,250. You'll have roughly around $9 million, exactly $8,924,434 to be exact. If you re-sign Quentin Jefferson, you'll have, and you're able to work something for someone who's that older. Maybe you do get him to take a cheaper deal. Maybe you can. Maybe some players do that. They do a workaround. Just do them just, and they'll be happy. Get you $5,324.40. 434. $5,324,434 left. That gives you roughly enough to sign gives you roughly enough to resign your brain's blanking. Your rookies, your drafts. So we can actually do a live draft. I won't probably go any lower because I don't know really if they're going to trade up. What's going to happen, how their cap is. It gives you room to, if you want to sign everybody, if you want to trade up or not. So we'll see. But getting into the draft, and keep in mind they have about $5.3 million left. Getting into the draft, let's see what we can do for the New York Jets. Like I said before, they're an interesting team because you can do a lot. They also have a high pick. I think I will go to Alisi Fuaga just to secure that left tackle position. I think it makes the most sense. Coming up, kind of trying to seeing what we can do at pick 72. Brandon Fisk is still here. And the beauty of it is Brandon Fisk isn't a starter for you in this case. He's a backup. So you can have a guy who's freakishly athletic, almost 300 pounds, as a backup, which is nice because you can work on him. I think I will go the same position for that one. And then we'll see. Look, Kalen Block didn't fall to us this time. What we could look at is going offensive tackle, Delmar Glaze to kind of fill that hole at tackle because it is still a lot. Another position you could look at if we scroll down, edge, Jonah Ellis, 6'2", 250, kind of your typical edge, your outside linebacking rush edge. Maybe it's someone you kind of bring off and be a kind of rotational passer. It will be something nice, not bad to have. Kind of more your typical outside linebacker though. But I mean, look, it is an edge at the end that you do for the position, even if it's a little bit lighter. Receiver, guard, and safety is what you're looking at now, and what I'm kind of looking at right now is Josh Proctor. Safety of Ohio State to kind of fill up one of those safety positions. And then also, let's see, Jay Stanley is an option. Um, Mark Percy is an option. And Anaya Smith, that's picked, you know, 24, possibly. I think it will go Jay Stanley just to fill out this safety room. Now all you need left is guard and receiver. And with back-to-back picks, it's perfect. Now looking down the list, Brent Crumb's available. Guys, nothing crazy here. If I actually go here, um, Griffith out of Mississippi State, Anthony Gold out of Oregon State, Bub Memes out of Pittsburgh, Taron Howell out of UL Monroe, some guards, Jacob Monk, he's a pretty high relative athletic score. Jacob Monk, Clark Bringington, Keaton Bills, Aaron Foster, some guys like that. Do like Jake Monk, and then I will go receiver. Let's see, who would I rather go with? I think Anthony Gold makes a lot of sense here, just to be that depth at returner. Because the one thing that Gold will bring you is the fact that if you do lose your starting kickoff social pro returner who's really good for the Jets, you can just fill that position right in with Gold. And that's something nice to have that a lot of teams can't say. But he also brings depth to the receiving room. I think that's something that's important, is someone who can contribute and someone who can bring quality depth not only in receiver, but in special teams too. I think that's really important. That's really underrated. Other than that, let me know what y'all think. Do y'all like how I approach free agency for the Jets? Do you disagree? Do you agree? What do y'all think? Also, what do you think for the way they're headed? Do you think they're gonna go at least 8-9, or do you think they're gonna do worse? How's my mock drafts? Do you like the original mock draft I had for them pre free agency sim or post free agency sim? Do you like that? Let me know. Other than that, thank you all for watching, and I will talk to y'all next time.